Today we're going to take a look back and the differences between a 1966 vintage trailer and our new 2021 Tiffin Wayfarer. So let's get ready for another episode of The Rolling Escape. So about 10 years ago, I was in for my teeth cleaning and my dental hygienist, Liz, showed me a picture in a magazine of her and her husband's fully restored trailer, vintage trailer. And so I paged through that magazine, and then she let me know that there was going to be a vintage trailer rally close by where we live, and that it was open to the public and that you could tour all of the various rigs and walk through them, take pictures, and so forth. So that's what we ended up doing. And we just really fell in love with the idea of going out into nature and, having the comforts of home and the coziness and the warmth of home, yet you're out in nature. So we probably went to that same trailer rally for probably 2 or 3 years after. Each year they would have the same one, and we would always attend and go and look at all the different trailers and RVs. And finally, about 10 years ago when we were there, we found one that would work for us. We wanted one that would sleep all 5 of us, but we wanted it to be small. And that was kind of an oxymoron. And also because I am traveling with 4 girls, I wanted to have a bathroom inside this vintage trailer, which again is not super common. But we found the 1966 Terry. It has a shower and a toilet, and it sleeps all 5 of us. I'll go through and show you how that all works. But that was 10 years ago, and everyone's grown up. Well, not everyone's grown up. Kennedy still is with us, but this weekend, we have the opportunity to do another vintage rally with all of us together. It's probably, just because of everyone's individual circumstances, it's probably the last time that we can all get together for a vintage rally. It is a whole lot more work when you are traveling and setting up a vintage rig versus the Tiffin Wayfarer. I don't know if that's a sign of us just getting older, but the Tiffin, of course, has all automated systems. And we here in this vintage rig, it's all manual. Everything from the stabilization to the awning. So we'll be taking you with us on the general operations of how we set up our vintage rig. Along with, maybe we will get the opportunity to chat with Liz. The vintage community is just one that we've gained so many wonderful friends, and we kind of will miss not doing so many vintage events, but have just really gained the love of camping and getting out into nature, but still being totally comfortable. And that is definitely the case nowadays with our Tiffin Wayfarer. Well, it's Thursday, the 13th of March, and we are packing up and trying to get ready for our vintage trailer rally down by the beach, which requires quite a bit of work and planning. First off, we have to basically make sure everything, all this stuff on the bed, is stuff that normally is sitting somewhere. All of this can stay up there while we travel. Have to drop the table down to take the lens out of this gas lamp right here. Pack that away safely. And of course, clear the stove and put everything where it's a little bit more secure. We're hoping that this afternoon will be free of any more rain so that we can kind of at least get set up before, because it's supposed to, tomorrow early in the morning, it's supposed to rain most of the morning. In the Tiffin, there's no getting down on your knees and cranking on the jag. It's just a press of a button. In the 66 Terry, we only have one storage bay underneath on the outside that we access. Keep our chairs, the awning poles, the sewer hose in a plastic garbage bag, and the freshwater hose, and we have another green hose in there to help wash out the sewer hose. Yes, I know, I'm not wearing gloves while handling sewage. I normally do, but this day I just wanted to get the tasks done. It seemed like a never-ending to-do list. And of course, no vintage rally would be complete without a pair of plastic flamingos. Oh, and of course, their baby. Now believe me, nothing about this process of putting the awning on went as easy or as quickly as it looks on time lapse. However, this is in real time on the Tiffin Wayfarer. It's just a press of a button, much quicker, much easier. So these are the poles that hold up the awning. Now the springs at the end of the rope that I'm attaching help lessen the pull on the anchor in the ground. And then there is what they call the dog bone there on the rope that helps cinch up the rope and cinch down the awning. Awning is done. Thanks to the help of my assistant here. The awning is done. It's a windy, blustery day. We have 25-pound weights as well as these springs, which really help when there's a lot of wind. It helps to absorb some of the pull from the rope. So that's, let's see, it's taking a little over a half an hour to get that strung up. Still put our fire pit under here, hopefully. We could almost drag the table a little further, but oh well. reason that there's this blue tape here is that we have a leak in this corner or anywhere along this window. We've had it. And that blue painter's tape just makes a difference between when it rains not having any leak or having a leak. So it looks terrible, but since it's raining this weekend, I just left it on. Normally in the winter time, I will put it on if it's gonna rain and then take it off. Right over here.
Oh.
All the accoutrements, all the accessories for vintage. You got the mini flamingo here. Of course, the other two. You got the vintage suitcases and this clock radio that someone gave us because they saw our color scheme and they just gave us that. So, I think we're about set up. These guys got the inside. So this is how we slept 5 people. So now this whole piece pulls out. It sleeps 2 up there. And then of course this couch is into a bed that sleeps another 2. And then this drops down and makes into another bed. It's a beautiful night, a little bit chilly. There's a few rigs here this evening. They didn't sell out because of the weather. So there's going to be some normal rigs, some regular RVs and trailers here, which normally is not the case. It's normally all vintage. Beautiful moon tonight. So one thing that's never in short supply at a vintage rally is various activities. Here's some of a group of us that were out watching a movie in the evening. In the past, we always have, as I'd mentioned, different themes for our rallies. Here's a Woodstock theme with my daughter Taylor, and here we are dressed for Woodstock. And of course, what would Woodstock be without a stage and dancing? Another rally, we had a visit from Evel Knievel. And of course, here's my girls a fairly long time ago, dressed in matching outfits. Another tradition at another rally that we always attend is the Pajama Bicycle Parade. There's my girls going by on the scooters. Hi, Mom. Hey, Mom. Hi, Dad. One thing that you can't reduplicate with a modern day rig is just the charm at night and the hominess of a vintage rig lit up. Well, it's been a rainy morning. It's supposed to continue until around 1 o'clock this afternoon. So this is why the park wasn't filled up with vintage rigs this weekend, is because of the weather. Yesterday was pretty bad, and today as well, but we're still dry up underneath here. Yeah. I'm gonna get breakfast started here in just a little bit on this cold, damp California coast day. This is how most of Friday was spent. Lounging, sleeping, and just hanging out in the rain. We are headed to the pool, our first activity for this rainy day. It's a lovely hot tub on a cold, rainy day. It's raining again. There's Kennedy in the pool. So I guess Friday, it's just not gonna stop raining. And it's really sad because normally this place is full to the brim. Every space is taken by a vintage rig, but not this year. Both the rain and I think there's just a lot of other vintage rallies going on that it's just a low turnout. This year's theme is Caddyshack. We're gonna have a pool party. Always at these vintage rallies, they're typically themed. This one is Caddyshack, and they usually have little gatherings and parties. And so there's one going on right now up at the pool.
0, 1, 2, 3. Let's get started.
Real good.
Why they stopping me?
We're heading out for the first time today, other than going to the pool and showering. We're headed to the beach. just came back from the beach and had dinner. And just sitting by the fire now. It's been a pretty uneventful weekend. It's sunny and clear, but windy, of course. There's the ocean. We're gonna have some pancakes and bacon if the fire can stay lit. Trader Joe's pumpkin spice pancake mix still left over from the fall. So where are we going, Cameron? We're going to be going on a hike. We are going to be going up to the top of that mountain right there. And it doesn't look very far up, but once we're up there, there'll be a beautiful view of the ocean and of this park. Well, this is where the rubber meets the road. This is what we have to climb up right here. And it probably doesn't look very steep. This is the pinnacle.
You know, all we have to do is we'll just write in like whatever hole, like the number.
As I had mentioned before, this rally's theme was Caddyshack, and so many different campers had set up their area with cool little miniature golf courses, and we just had a really great time. I can't get over sometimes the creativity of some people.
Yep.
After our day of miniature golf, it was time for dinner, and then we had a brief minute of story time with Dave, and then it was time for bed. We were up the next morning, and unfortunately, the weekend had come to an end, and it was time to tear down. And that process, thankfully, probably doesn't take quite as long as setting up, I don't think. Although that awning is just such a beast. Okay, look, who's here?
Hi.
It's Liz. She is responsible for all of this here. Every bit of it, right, Liz?
Yes, I am.
10 years ago, Liz was cleaning my teeth, and
I think,
the rest is
it was
history.
Over 10 years ago,
it was this, well,
we had to.
Oh,
find
no, right, that's right, yeah.
We had to find a trailer that was tall enough that you would fit in.
yes, that is true. And that would sleep
Right?
all of
And
us.
that would sleep all of
Yeah,
you.
it was probably about 13 years ago
I
because
believe that. Yes.
we went for a couple of years and just looked at them
Yep,
before
it
we
was out
found
on the
one.
grass.
But we're totally grateful to you, Liz,
You're welcome.
because now
I'm glad
we
you got into it.
enjoy camping. Vintage camping has a special place in our heart because of just the camaraderie
Absolutely.
and obviously yesterday I was filming all the
Oh, you
all,
were?
oh yeah
nice.
all the little
golf?
golf,
All the
yeah
golf?
yeah
Oh,
so
good. Oh, good.
anyway,
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, it was
It-
really fun. So we're
Okay.
all on to other chapters now.
yes,
Cool, full, rule.
we just love our vintage family that we have gotten to know. We will miss seeing them. We'll see them next in September at the next vintage rally. But until then, we hope you enjoyed, and we will see you on the next episode of The Rolling Escape.